sort of impact has Perry Eliano made on your group, and what do you like about him in that room?
Just his. Oh, I didn't know it was that loud. My fault. Just his knowledge of the game. He's been around a lot, and he's been around a lot of elite guys. Just coming from having Sauce and Kobe over there at Cincy. But he knows what he's talking about. The tips that he gives us and stuff to look out for. He kind of makes the game seem easy.
His personality too, though, seems unique. I mean, he's probably even more so around you guys sometimes, or maybe not. Or if you're nodding your head, like you get some of that too. Does that help loosen things up? What's an example of how he?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask, myself or one of the other guys in the secondary room, we talk about it a lot. But Coach E is probably one of the funniest guys I think in the facility. But just off the fact that we're with him a lot and he's not with everyone else, we always say I wish, to the other position groups, like I wish I could see Coach E in meetings. Just that energy he has. He doesn't miss a day. So we know he's going to bring that. So we just got to match that energy.
We'll go fourth row right. Spencer Holbrook, Letterman row.
Ronnie, we talked to you at Big Ten Media Days. You were excited about defense. We talked to you a couple times in the training camp. Just to finally be able to roll this thing out, almost like Brandon and Bale and what you guys are about to do. How exciting is that for you as one of the leaders of the team?
Just really can't wait. You put in a lot of work for it. In the summer, in the winter, all those workout hours and stuff like that. Just finally be able to show the world and show everyone what we've been doing. Cade said it before our practice yesterday. The time is here. Get to show everyone what we've been putting in. So I'm excited, and so is everyone else in that room.
This defense was called safety-driven by Jim a couple different times. You guys know that. But how important is it for you guys as safeties to have really, really good corners on the outside to be able to do what you want to do in this defense?
Yeah, having guys like Denzel, Cam Brown, and the younger guys in the room, just knowing that those guys can kind of take care of their side, and that when it's time for that one-on-one with them, you have confidence in them, whether that's feeling like you don't have to shade over there as much and stuff like that, being able to play other things. But just knowing that those guys are out there and they can handle their own is a huge feeling for any safety.
We'll go fourth row left, Jacob Benj, the Lantern.
Yeah, hey, Ronnie, we talked with Tanner McAllister either last week or the week before, but he said that you and him gelled immediately, clicked together. Just both of you guys are veterans, have experience as safeties. Just from your vantage point, how do you and Tanner work together?
Yeah, Tanner's come from, with him coming from that defense that Coach Knowles had at Oklahoma State is huge. He helps not only myself, but anyone else in the room. Last night I'm watching film with Lathan and Cam, and he calls up T-Mac, hey, what would we go to in this check? And, he's right there on the spot with the answer. So just having someone, not only in the same room but on the field with you at the same time that you can trust and go to. And we have a really good connection. There's some stuff out there that we kind of it just happens on the fly. We get in the film in the meeting room. Coach E may ask us, did you guys go over this? And we're like, no, it just kind of happened that way. And just having that comfortableness with the other guys on the field is huge.
Front row right, Austin Ward, Rivals, 97.1 The Fan.
Ronnie, you barely had a chance to play with Josh last year. The opportunity for you two to team up, what can that be like? Are you excited to see what he can provide this starting Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I came in, I've been able to watch Josh be the great football player and the great athlete that he is. So, unfortunate, I didn't get to see it throughout the whole season last year, but it's nothing new to me. I knew what type of player Park was, and I knew what he brings to the table. So I'm super excited for him, and I can't wait to see him have a great season.
Right next door, Tim May, Letterman row.
Yeah, we were talking about this in Indy, and here you are now. But it seems like every time Jim Knowles talks to us, excuse me, I have a lozenge. He brings up Lathan Ransom and how Lathan Ransom is playing and stuff, and what have you seen, and do you expect big things out of him, maybe from Jump Street?
Yeah, I touched on it, I think, last week. I said Lathan's probably having one of the best camps that I've seen, throughout my 4 years here. Just his ability to find the ball, whether it's punching it out, making the picks, or just coming down in physical. You ask anyone on the offensive side, they know how physical number 12 is. So just seeing him bounce back from that injury, I don't even think he was supposed to be healthy by now. But seeing him go to work in the offseason, and if you've been in the pit, if you've been hurt, you know how tough it is and how hard it can be to stay attached to something. And just seeing him grow and mature off the field and on the field is huge. I'm excited for that kid.
And what jumps out about Meyer, everybody pronounce it, their tight end, from your vantage point? What just jumps out at you about him?
He's a great athlete. I think Notre Dame does a great job of scheming him up and getting him the ball in different kind of ways. But, yeah.
Right behind him, Doug Lamerise, Cleveland.com.
Ronnie, for any defense when you're getting ready to face a quarterback who's making his first start, we know Buckner played some last year, but what's the prep like for you guys when, maybe there's not a ton of film on that quarterback?
I mean, it's a great quarterback. Like I said, we're going against a great great offense, and they're going to do what they need to do. They're going to prepare them now, and we're just going to treat it like any other quarterback that we're preparing for.
And for this defense, when you have an off season like this where you're installing a new scheme and you're getting used to new coaches and all the work you guys have put in, can you just describe sort of emotionally, mentally, like right now, where you are? Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you excited? Are you curious what this defense is going to be like? It's, you know, there's a lot of the same guys, but this is a new defense. How are you feeling getting ready for this game?
I mean, after last year, I feel like I've gained some more experience as far as the nervousness before games and stuff like that. But you kind of, as far as that, you got to treat it like not any other game, but you just got to approach it like, you know, you've been doing this. You know, this isn't anything different than what you've been doing all your life. And as far as the defense, I'm just excited for everyone else to see it. You know, we've been getting more comfortable each day we go out there and dial in on things. But like I said, I'm excited for it, and I can't wait.
And right behind him, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Coach Knowles seems like a thinker more than a rah-rah guy, but he says he can get loud. Is that true? Have you seen him get loud? And how would you describe him as a motivator? How does he motivate?
It definitely has some truth to that. You know, you don't see him too loud a lot, but when he does get pretty loud, you know, it's probably like a big mistake or something like that. But, you know, that comes with it. I've seen a lot of coaches during my time here, a new one each year. So seeing how guys yell and react to certain stuff like that, he's definitely on the calmer side. But when he gets riled up, he definitely can for sure.
Third row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Ronnie, obviously, you know, a couple losses you guys had last year, you guys really struggled to stop the run. What makes you more confident going into a big game like this that you guys are ready to stop the run?
Just seeing how well our D-line has played during camp and sitting in those meeting rooms and watching them go to work and stuff like that. You know, it looks different. It feels different coming from the back end as far as the running back getting to my level without being touched and stuff like that. You know, coming downhill, I'm like, all right, could y'all let me make a tackle or something like that? But just seeing how those guys handle the line up front, how they're moving and showing different looks to the offense is something that I'm thankful for, you know, as a guy in the secondary. And I just can't wait to see what those guys do.
You guys know you are going against an inexperienced quarterback. Is there more of a point of emphasis on stopping a run, forcing them to make plays through the air?
Yeah, I think generally, you know, for a quarterback who doesn't have as much experience, they're definitely going to try to, you know, establish the run game first, and we're prepared for that and prepared for anything else they try to throw at us. But that's definitely something that we've been working on.
Got time for just a few more over far left. Justin Holbrook, WCMH.
You mentioned that mistakes, and we talked to Coach Knowles, and he said he owns the mistakes on game day. Says it's not your guys' fault, it's his fault, but he holds you accountable during the week. What's that like to have a coach who will take accountability for you guys, but wants you guys to do the same during the week of practice?
It's huge. As a player, knowing that your coach has confidence in what he's going to call, it only kind of spreads out throughout the room and that defensive side. So just hearing the confidence from him and knowing that he knows what he's doing, it only helps us to go out there and just play fast and know that whatever call he puts us in, it's for the right, it's for the better.
Where does that confidence come from guys that don't have as much experience? Of course, a lot of guys came back this season, but there will be guys that rotated that don't have the same amount that you have or other guys don't feel.
I mean, honestly, I like to say you don't really get the real experience until you're really out there. But like myself and a few of the older guys in the room, just showing them the way and how it's done and how we practice on these earlier days in the week and how it really comes down to the preparation you put in earlier in the week.
And final questions for Ronnie. Front row right, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ronnie, you mentioned their tight end being a great athlete. What makes it hard to stop a tight end who's kind of built like that versus just the ordinary receiver who's a threat in the pass game? And is he similar to anybody you've faced before?
Their ability to get open. You know, there's a lot of great tight ends. And I think nowadays in college football, tight ends are becoming a lot more athletic. You're starting to see tight ends who can really run more routes in the route tree, and it just causes a little bit of problems, matchup problems for linebackers, so to say. But just the way he gets open at the top of his routes, and like I said earlier, his offense does a great job of scheming them to get open with certain looks and hiding them and certain stuff like that. So we've just been drilling that in our meetings and going over it over practice.
Ronnie, thank you very much.